Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the wide, wide world of parades. My name is Brian Richardson here with Ryan and Crispy. We are in full attire, our best regalia. Damn, it was 99 cents. Anyway, so we are here once again for the DragonCon Parade, DragonCon 2014 Parade live to DragonConTV. Thank you for watching in your rooms. If you notice out on the street, we have a lot of people assembled, and apparently not everybody can get a hotel room here, so they're out on the streets, which is fantastic. Ryan, would you give us some facts about our DragonCon Parade?
Well, this is the 13th parade for DragonCon.
Nice.
Originally started in 2002.
Oh, yes.
So that's a lot of parades, and it's the
parades.
largest parade that happens in Atlanta.
That is the largest parade that happens in Atlanta. You are correct.
And true story, it is the second largest parade in the entire state of Georgia.
Wow.
Next to the St. Patrick's Parade in Savannah.
That is impressive.
Wow.
So the top two parades in Georgia are tend to be kind of driven by some substance of fun and excitement.
Party.
And
They're
parties.
parties.
Costumes.
They're party.
I think costumes.
Costumes
are very
is
much
the focus
the
here,
element of
though.
that. According to my facts, which were provided by the parade committee, 3,916 people, and they included 3 exclamation points after that to show how large the parade is. The largest group, by the way, guess. Well, you can't guess. Guess at home. Guess at home. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, incorrect. The answer is gaming, followed closely by Star Wars.
I was surprised by that, to learn that fact, because there's so many stormtroopers, and yet the gaming, I'm assuming they're just come out, it's like an MMO to them, I'm assuming?
Well, you got to figure that gaming represents actually multiple fandoms,
Genres.
right? Because
Right.
you've got World of Warcraft, and you've got all your different other games.
And-
going on.
And
your
also,
tabletops and your
on a
miniatures.
technicality, all of the clone troopers only count as Django.
Ah,
so
right.
there may
That's
be some
unfortunate.
mathematical issues we have to
There's-
deal with.
But
Actually,
soon, that won't matter.
only one
No.
stormtrooper.
Only
We
one
are
stormtrooper.
We'll still be using the revised parade route from last year after the streetcar project. That means that the parade route comes down Spring Street to Ivan Allen Jr. Boulevard, down Peachtree, which is where we first pick up our shots, across in front of the Hyatt to Andrew Young International Boulevard, and into the Peachtree Center Avenue, which takes it down to its termination point. Let's actually take a look at the streets and see what we got assembling down there. Do we have a good look at the streets? So that's the corner of Peachtree and Baker. And that is going to be our main shot for large items. So you notice we've already had the streets blocked off. By the way, I want to thank the Atlanta Police Department for so excellent cooperation and coordination. We have been working with them personally for several months to get this lined up. It's estimated to be between 80 and 100,000 people on the streets here. Public safety is a big deal at DragonCon, and we appreciate their support in putting this project together.
Absolutely.
What you're seeing down on the street is going to be our second camera position, which is still getting set up a little bit. But it's going to have less of whoever those people are, who look fantastic, by the way. Thank you for coming out. And more of the costumes and great parade floats that you will see coming down.
Ooh, floats.
Floats.
I want a group
We
beer float.
are probably still a few minutes away from live. So, Ryan, why don't we start getting a preview of some of the things we're going to see at the parade today?
We're going to have we have some grand marshals, some exciting guests.
Okay.
Do we want to give those away now, or do we want to?
Let's go with the first one because I'm actually really excited about this one. Our first Grand Marshal and everything DC.
Is Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid himself?
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So
If you sweep the leg, it doesn't matter because he's probably going to be in a convertible.
right. So
Yeah,
he can.
he doesn't
he'll
have to worry
just
about walking.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Also, Martin Cove. Cove is also on Cagney and Lacey, and according to that,
A
and I'm
jillion
quoting
other things.
a jillion other
verbatim.
things. Jillian, that's a real number.
Of course, he is the bad guy in Karate Kid, so
Yeah.
that's why the
Wow,
two of them
there
are
we
in the
go.
car
So that
together.
makes sense.
They've made up and they're going to share a ride.
Right.
They are. If they can carpool, everyone can carpool.
Right.
So that's just the message you can have right there.
Ride share, ladies and
Right,
gentlemen.
ride sharing. It would be like Cobra share. Wait, no, that would be more, I guess, a G.I. Joe centric.
Actually, you know what? I think that's going to be more. There's a new cab company out there that's Hydra Cab.
Ooh, Hydra
You
Cab.
want a cab? Hail Hydra. All right, we're working on that joke for 5 minutes.
Well done. Well
Probably
done.
needed a little bit more.
Excellent.
We've got, we have our marching band pack. We have the Seed and Feed Marching Abominables, 1974, formed as part of a theater company. They are a fixture in Atlanta parades. We won't have to tell you when they come by. You'll
No.
hear them long before we know it.
We also have some excellent anime track with the Mach 5 is making a return, as well as a Sailor Moon car.
Love the Mach 5. Someone has
So-
pointed out that Mach 5 actually doesn't look like the trunk opens.
Oh, that poor monkey.
I don't know what's going to happen here.
He's bondoed in there. That's really sad.
I hopefully he has some food, maybe some water.
Yeah,
because it's going to get very hot today and very.
It's going to be very hot in there, which is why we wore polyester.
Yeah, the polyester sports coats, excellent choice.
Hot in the summer, cold in the winter.
They breathe not very well at all, I've discovered.
No. We do have a couple of historical things coming up. The Chariots are going to be accompanied by some drummers, which will be good for our street audio feed. I'm just warning them in advance. Netherworld is back.
Well, they are from 2 streets away, essentially, here in town. So it's not like, oh, here comes the parade. We should probably just come down and showcase ourselves. Excellent.
The blood drive also, if you haven't done the blood drive yet at DragonCon, we highly encourage that. Life South will have their bus and their marching group in the parade this year. If you have an opportunity at DragonCon to give blood, I'd like for you to do that at the Marriott at the atrium level. And do that officially with them, not somebody who's dressed up like Count Chocula. That would be great. If you're watching this on our post-coverage preview and you didn't make it to DragonCon, you can always give blood on your own. Life South and the American Red Cross are well represented around the world.
So please use a trusted source is what I'm understanding.
Trusted source.
Not just your local sparkly vampire.
No. We're not making any true blood here.
I am wondering if the parade organizers didn't stage the vampires directly behind the Bloodmobile, why are we even doing this?
It's basically like putting a carrot in front of the cart with the donkey. That's how you get the vampires to move through the sunlight.
Yeah.
As they go, ooh, and they just follow that for like a mile and a half.
Excellent. Also, we have the return of the Skeptics track. I'm not really sure if I believe they're going to be here.
I mean, it's in print, so I guess we can believe it.
We need to check our sources.
Of it,
check our sources.
I'm not really sure how that's going.
Fantastic. What else do we have? We have the Battlestar Galactica, always making a return every year.
Yes.
With I'm sure it's just going to be an army of chiefs and exos. It's just because that's just the way things go around here. It's like a clone army for some reason.
Hopefully they're in rank order. At least it'll look a little bit military. And that would be kind of a nice thing. All right, so we're still checking, crossing all of our T's and dotting all of our I's, and whatever Klingons do to their vowels. And
spit on them.
I don't want to reveal the last float in the parade. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to let you know today.
You can see it right here.
For the first time ever, the Stormtroopers are not the last thing in the parade. We have got a great treat for you. Stay all the way through the end of this broadcast because the minute I saw this in the lineup, I
wasn't sure if I was reading it. It was such a surprising finish.
We actually had to go back and confirm that, yes, this is really what they're doing. And for them putting this together, it's fantastic. It's going to be like Thanksgiving. That's all I got to say.
Is this real life? I believe so.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Out on the street.
Lots of guests. How long have they been lining up, do we think?
Actually, I came up here, believe it or not, I did something that a lot of people do at DragonCon. I watched the sunrise.
No. That happens a lot.
No, but I watched the sunrise because I watched it from outdoors, not from my hotel room.
So you actually woke up for the sunrise.
Did you get up early, or were you still awake?
I got up early. Actually, I had trouble sleeping. It was the night before school kind of thing. I'm really excited about doing this live broadcast, by the way. Our videography crew was out here starting at 6 o'clock in the morning setting this up. They have worked multiple body parts off for this thing. I give them all the credit in the world for a great show, and it's only Saturday. Friday Night Costume Contest, by the way, I don't know if you saw the rebroadcast. I think it's probably one of the better productions we've done for a live event, and that's only because the parade hasn't started yet. So, plus we've had help from the Hyatt. The Hyatt's been super helpful in getting this set up. We've had help from security. We've had help from all of our liaisons, media relations. This is an effort of about 3,000 volunteers, and this is one of the few ways I believe that Atlanta gets to see the full effect of what DragonCon really is. It's not like the traffic stuff you deal with on Thursday and Friday, and the fact that parking at a hotel is a little bit more difficult, or you confuse some football players when you walk by. This really shows Atlanta what DragonCon is as far as a cultural, just a cultural impact, not just even like the economic part of it that we get into.
As someone who lives in the immediate area, there's a certain buzz around this town once people start showing up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, really doesn't start showing up until Wednesday, but people are like, oh, it's DragonCon time again, and everything just lights up. Every single person is very, very excited to have this be here. To be fair, the people who probably aren't excited are the people that didn't come down to the streets over the last few days.
Right.
So there's that trade-off.
People come from all over the country, all over the world.
All over the world.
Myself and my associates came from 7 hours away. So
Yeah, you live in the Florida.
I live in the Florida.
The Florida, which is the reason we have fark.com. So that's nice.
Indeed.
Yep.
We do like that. One thing that I like as being a volunteer, and like Crispy and I don't know if you understand that we spend probably 9 months out of the year actually planning DragonCon.
I would say 13. 13 months out of the year.
It's a time
because we're already planning for the following year before.
Yeah. Right.
We've taken the
year
Hilton
happens.
approach of getting your reservations before you've even shown up at the current con. And the thing that I find amazing is the number of the hotel staff. When we walk through here to do prep meetings and meet with folks, or if I come here for a professional convention and I'm not with DragonCon, the number of hotel staffers that come up, recognize us, people in the food court who see the shirts and are like, oh, we're ready. Next month is DragonCon.
Yeah,
DragonCon's in
totally.
3 months. DragonCon's in 5 months. That it delights everybody that's involved with it, even if they're just somebody who's like flipping a burger, selling you a coffee, moving the bags around. It's a lot of work, but it's amazing to see how much like personal joy and investment the people involved in the entire process get out of it. And it's one of those things I kind of feed off of as a volunteer and kind of keeps me running through the whole show.
So is it safe to say that there are fans of fandom then?
Absolutely. I believe we have created fans of fandom. And that is actually the great thing about the entire spirit out on the street. Seriously, I came out here at 6, and there were already chairs.
Yes.
Like, I thought that Tommy, our technical director, and I were going to be the first people out here today, and we were wrong.
Nope.
And some people got some better seats than us, but we'll let them have it because we got shiny cameras. Look at those cameras. Speaking of shiny, the sun has come out here.
The sun just broke the horizon of the building in front of us.
It was heralding us into the
look
parade.
At that. And they can't see me now, so we can't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a
that
bad thing,
is it?
That
improves the quality of the program, I think. It's a floating microphone.
Indeed.
All right, so we're going to persevere through the elements.
Much elements.
Well, is Captain Planet in the parade?
Such sun.
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, kidding anyway. So, as you can tell by the fact that we're still talking and you're looking at 3 people in horrendous sports jackets, the parade has not officially started yet. We have discovered through years of television work that a sportscaster talks about something until he thinks of something to say.
Yeah.
It's one of the great lessons I have learned from ABC.
When you say great lessons, Brian?
It is one of the many lessons I have learned. Greatness can be measured in different ways, and I think that one's on a Z-axis somewhere.
Do we have a The More You Know logo we can throw?
It's not handy. They're going to probably generate one for us. They'll have it probably at 11:17, probably after the parade ends.
Perfect. Just Brian, just remember that with great broadcasting comes
great
decent responsibility.
And
I mean, look
coming
at
up
us.
around the corner, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a parade.
The parade is
we
underway.
are now getting on to our first shot. Ryan, why don't you take this away?
Yeah, fantastic. Leading the parade is Janny Wirtz. She's a piper, a bagpiper, and author and painter. She's actually been the piper that's been leading the parade every year so far, so all 13 years. Well-known science fiction writer, like I said, a painter in her own right.
Indeed. And next up we have the DragonCon banner itself. This is kind of how we officially say, welcome to the con, everyone. And behind the banner is a collection of dragons, because it just seems fitting to have dragons at DragonCon.
Of course.
And
a mascot,
if you would.
Those dragons don't actually need their mothers. They are of legal age and do not require a guardian. Coming up next, we have our USCM and Alien vs. Predator. This is our color guard made up of actual active military mixed in with costumes that are inspired by the Aliens franchise. And for some reason, the Predators today are visible.
Well, some of them are. I'm assuming that
there are more than the ones assembled
2 to 3 times more than we can actually see.
Yes. And that's a little disturbing, actually, to think that there may be more Predators. So check around you, watch for some shimmering. It's just probably in your own best interests.
Predators, much like ninjas, there's always one more than you actually think there is.
Yes.
The same is true for Waldo's,
right.
I believe.
Yes.
Because you're never sure he's there, but there's at least the one.
There's at least one.
There's at least the one.
So, is there actually a plural of Waldo?
What?
Because we never find the one, so how do we know that we have multiples?
But we'll have to check with Neo about that and see.
Yeah, that's kind of an unusual problem to have. The Navi are actually coming up behind. That means we're actually getting into our next group. I think they're pulling it a shot in just a moment. Ryan, why don't you describe our next group?
So our next group is the Everything Dragon Con group. It includes our Grand Marshals, which, as we mentioned earlier, Ralph Macchio, Martin Cove.
We will be getting them into shot in just a moment.
And you'll actually see them, they're in this vehicle right now. And the best thing about this to me is the Speed Racer on the big wheel just behind them.
Yes.
Well, you know, premium fuel is expensive these days, so I think we've had to have a couple of cutbacks, unfortunately.
Right.
Okay, so here come our marshals.
Fantastic.
Ralph Macchio and Martin Cove.
It's a nice shot of them and sharing a car together. Again, proving that they
could be friends.
They can be friends.
They can be friends.
Let bygones be bygones. Let like sweeps be like sweeps.
As opposed to letting Egons be Egons, which is actually our Ghostbusters, but they're up later in the lineup.
And shortly after them, you'll see in the wide shot, is my personal favorite group.
Oh, yes.
The Bruce group. And their banner.
They have a Bruce banner.
They have a Bruce banner, and every single person in this group is a Bruce. You have a Bruce Lee.
Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner.
The Wheaties box is Bruce Jenner.
Exactly.
It's nice age check.
Bruce the Shark.
Bruce the Shark.
Right.
It's something that they've been working on for a very long time.
Bruce Lee. Remember, they're not booing. They're saying Bruce.
Bruce.
We have an anonymous Bruce. We have an Old Spice guy.
Lots of Bruce.
Oh, we are hopping out of our car.
I believe these are the Power Rangers.
These
yes,
are
they
Power
are.
Rangers guests of honor.
The Power Rangers are jumping out, doing flips.
Really?
I'm not sure if that got in the shot, but Power Rangers have left their vehicle to do flips.
Oh my goodness, that just happened.
The Power Ranger Samurai. It's Hector David Jr., Najee Datige, Steven Schuyler, and Alex Hartman, all representing the Power Ranger Samurai.
Did they notice the monsters coming up behind them? Maybe they have to deal with this.
Well, if you think about it, though, it's the Power Rangers Samurai. So what better to follow the Power Rangers Samurai than the Foot?
The Foot, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of Slee stacks stuck in the middle.
Well, they've been drafted into the Foot Army, the Foot Clan.
You know what I'm wondering about with the Power Rangers is if we got one more of them, couldn't that save us 2 cars? They just could have formed like a giant mechanical thing, and that would have, we could have saved on fuel for that because they run on what, like magic, or I never really understood where the Power Rangers
run on love.
Crystals?
No, that's Captain Planet.
Oh, you're right.
All right, Six Flags guy. He needs to get down to I-20. He can't use the carpool.
Yeah,
that's going to take a while. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Blues Brothers. Jake and Elwood have cop tires, cop engine. The AP. They're gonna drive right past the APD guarding a camera position. Do you think that's a wise move?
I hope they doesn't cause problems.
Oh, they've stopped to take pictures of the parade.
Nice.
Yes. They're like, we're in the parade. We will get the best shots.
Paradeception, ladies and gentlemen. Paradeception.
Exactly.
The Power Rangers still hammering it up past our camera. Sorry, we can't show you that. But the Foot Clan are reclining. They are enjoying their time. Look at that.
You'll actually hear
Shredder.
Yeah.
Man, you're cheering for Shredder. I think this is the wrong team.
Well, everyone feels, these are the Shredder and the Bebop and the Rocksteady that we
love.
That we
they
want,
need our support,
but it wasn't necessarily the Foot Clan that we deserve.
Oh,
right,
yes, look at that. Jake and Elwood now, I think, are...
Did they break down?
I think they broke down. I think they've broken down.
Did they run out of cigarettes?
So the Fabulous Blues Brothers show will be in the Marriott. Wait, no, we don't actually have a show this time.
Blues Brothers, Rhythm and Blues Review. All right, up next, fantasy literature. We have fantasy literature characters of all shapes and sizes. Also, the Wheel of Time will be coming up into this. What I want you to watch for at the end of this, before you get to the Bane Science Fiction banner, is check out the dragon at the end, our blue and yellow dragon. That was last night's Children's Division winner.
That's Astrid.
In the costume contest.
I believe her name was Stephanie, and she did a fantastic job.
She was amazing. The detail on that, we got nice shots of that last night. There's individual scales on that. That's not a single piece.
And actually, I just discovered when the Blues Brothers pulled over, the Best of Show snuck past us last night. Jeff with his Segway robot. So be sure to catch the Friday Night Costume Contest.
Like literally catch him just in case.
And just in case,
yeah.
we would support him.
Okay.
Coming up next is Bane Books. folks cosplaying characters from the many, many, many Bane books.
So many Bane books out. One of the staples of science fiction.
Yes. Thursday night, they hosted the book launch party for John Ringo's Islands of Rage and Hope, and A Call to Arms by Timothy Zahn and David Weber.
Nice.
Excellent. Do you feel like that they were born into the launch party by chance?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, Crispy, look what we got coming up. We got us some music.
Awesome. I believe this is the Seed and Feed Marching Abominables.
I believe you're correct.
They were formed in 1974 as part of a theatre company, and they've become a fixture of Atlanta parades known for their fanciful costumes and high-energy music. Let's take a listen here. Can we?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. Shortly behind them, we have some video game characters. You'll see just a small collection. But more importantly, I believe Commissioner Gordon placed the call to have this vehicle added in directly.
I did see the signal earlier.
The signal. Did it open up your eyes? You saw the signal?
Different signal.
Different signal. Different signal.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Got some nice folks in front of the camera there.
We are getting into our superheroes and villains section.
Batman.
Batmobile? Oh.
Followed closely by Iron Man, who oddly enough is not driving an Audi. Huh.
And
Tony Stark drives a Pontiac?
Who knew? Actually, Tony Stark doesn't drive. It looks like he has Black Widow doing the driving.
Right.
Wow.
So.
Well, at this point, Pontiacs are they're collectible, so it makes
that's a
sense
good point.
for him
Oh,
to
excellent.
have
It's a classic car.
classic car, classic collectible, in Tony Stark's collection. A veritable army of Thors.
Yes.
Including Sif, Loki, a couple of Lokis, a Beta Ray Bill.
I'm still holding on hope.
Nerd fact about me, Beta Ray Bill is one of my favorite all-time comic book
Nice.
characters.
And
I
this is
love
why
that
you
he's
wore
a-
the yellow sports.
Oh,
Yes,
and look at
sir.
all the superheroes coming out today. We've got ourselves a little bit of POW as well. We've got some POW represented.
What exactly does PAL stand for? Punch Owl?
Yeah.
Punch over...
Punch over Walter? No,
Punch-
wait, that
yeah.
doesn't-
Punch over Walter.
That's very specific.
Walter's short.
Wait,
so
Batman and Deathstroke are getting along? Oh, no, that's the Red Hood.
That's the red. Of course, they're getting along.
He's got two eyes, yes.
At
They've worked everything out.
At the front of this group was the banner for the Superhero Costuming Forum, online community of outstanding cosplayers, and a great community as well.
And look at all the Deadpools. Ladies and gentlemen, we do not have enough chimichangas in Atlanta to support all of the Deadpools.
Brian, how many Sams of chimichangas do you think it would take to feed this many Deadpools?
8 Sams.
8 Sams.
8 Sams. By the way, a Sam is the smallest unit of anything you can buy at a Costco or Sam's Club.
Ah,
It is a unit we have made up for podcasting.
It's such an easy term to use.
Yes,
And
it
in
is.
fact,
I will need a Sam of water after this.
that's exactly where I was going to
And
like my
half
throat
a Sam
dried.
of shower gel.
Ooh, I love
Wolverine.
shower.
Look at Wolverine rocking the
I didn't know
classic
Wolverine
car.
could drive the classic car like that. I thought he was more of a motorcycle man. But this car...
The little-known, rarely seen in the comics Wolverine mobile.
Yes, it has actually it just takes Wolverine places he's too lazy to walk. There's really no special powers in the Wolverine mobile.
Well, he's got to go to the grocery store sometime.
Yeah,
He's got to get a Sam of cigars.
Right?
nice.
Right.
We've got a lot of representation from Warner Brothers and DC, by the way. Look at them all like getting together. The Marvel guys are even in there too.
This is the only place where you have the true crossover event where nothing happens.
Right.
Actually,
Yeah.
I think that's accurate in some actual crossover events.
It's
So,
just it's not Civil War. It's just civil.
It's just very civil.
Very nice.
And behind them is one of our favorite collections of heroes, the Box Heroes.
Box Heroes.
Yes.
You'll be seeing the Box Heroes with the Wolverine, the Harley Quinn, the Iron Man, and just a great.
It
And
seems
these guys
seems like they recycled their costumes,
they do. They are the greenest cosplay group here.
especially the Hulk. A cardboard box Hulk is the greenest costume you can have.
We've got our Captain America USO girls.
And behind them, they are being judged very, very sternly with the Dread cosplay.
I think the thing that makes a Dread cosplay for me, the chin.
The chin, that's
it's
the most
it's
important
all in the
factor.
chin.
The superheroes and villains.
Oh, we got some Power Rangers cosplayers.
Go, go, Power Rangers, because the parade is moving.
Yes.
Continue on.
And we're getting into a couple. Oh, Dan Carroll, by the way, will be walking in front of shot in a few minutes, adjusting the press. Thank you, Dan, for your support. We've got some Muppeteering heaven there.
I believe
Nope.
those are the Yip Yips, and they're trying to form a Megazord,
Nope.
it looks
Nope.
like.
Nope.
Behind, nope.
Nope. Yep.
Nope,
Yep.
nope.
Yep. Nope. Nope. Yep. Keep walking. Roller girl. We got roller girls here.
I believe so. And then in this group, we have Legends of the Hidden Temple.
They're Oh, they're
The Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh, that's fantastic.
The choices are theirs, and theirs alone.
Is somebody just going to rush out of the crowd and like knock them over? That would be unfortunate, but appropriate.
I'll be back. I have a purpose in life now.
All right, Ryan.
Moving on into our next group is representatives from our armory track, giving us a collection of weapons and equipment from the Paleolithic to the most modern. We've got a group of armored medieval era combatants in the front.
Oh, it's going to be a throwdown. We're going to have ourselves a little smackdown here.
Oh, excellent. My money's on the one in armor.
Got to narrow that down for me a bit.
That's. Oh, and we just missed it.
Everybody.
And the reality of the situation is that's how fast combat actually happens.
It is. It's true. That's what a real.
That's
sword
why
fight.
we don't have any footage of the Battle of Normandy. Wait, no.
Too soon.
We do. Yeah. I was actually going for Hastings there. I just made a bit of a judgment error in time.
What we're looking at now is their armory vehicle. They tend to break out this vehicle for the parade. It's big. It's green. It's fantastic.
Not green in the environmental way. Green
No,
in the.
it's the opposite of green. It's.
And look at this classic car coming up. Oh,
with
gorgeous.
a bunny
With a
and
bunny.
an Elsa, I think.
Because
Dragon Con.
Yeah, I can't really come up with a reason for that.
It was like the World Cup because football.
Right.
Because football.
Because Dragon Con.
Because yes.
Because Dragon
well, our
Con.
next group is the alternate history group. So you could say that a bunny in a classic car is a form of alternate history. So we'll see a lot of steampunk in the next group.
And despite all of her rage, she's just still captive in a robot's cage, it seems like.
Yeah, it does, actually. It's very fitting. Now, the steampunks, I like. Parasols, totally appropriate.
They are forward-thinking.
They are very forward-thinking. Underdog somehow became steampunk.
Well, he's got that. You see, Underdog has the buttons, the sash, that are good
right.
looks of the era of the steampunk
I
costuming.
like this.
That is a steampunk Underdog.
More parasols as we continue down, and we covet their parasols.
Yes.
We really.
I have
my
a sudden
goodness.
desire to
There
go
he is.
steampunk.
There's steampunk Underdog.
Is it steampunk dog?
Underpunk?
Underpunk.
Some of the steampunk vehicles are always really impressive to see.
We're going to take a minute here to cover this gap in time. Literally, because we're going to jump a couple of decades here and get into, oh, look at this.
I believe this is some World War II.
Still part of our alternate history
Alternate
group,
history, possibly.
because
This is actually coming, I believe, from the Harry Turtledove collection. Harry Turtledove is one of our guests, the master of alternate history, according to Publishers Weekly.
Indeed. He kind of is the father, in a way, of these kind of elements. And we spoke with him yesterday, and he is just here for the fans. He's like, why are you talking to me? I'm just Harry Turtledove. He doesn't
understand.
He doesn't understand that he has spawned much of this. Fantastic gentleman.
And that interview actually is one of the things we'll have online after the convention is completed. It's already in circulation on DragonConTV. I've got to see it, and Crispy, you're right. He's just one of the nicer people that I think we've encountered, mostly because he has had a huge impact on what we do in science fiction, but doesn't just seem to really like revel in it. You know,
he has fun.
Yeah, he
That's
enjoys the crowd and the camaraderie of everything.
And I'm not exactly sure what group this is from, so I do apologize. But as we say here on the parade, we're just going to assume it's from an anime.
Well, the next group coming up, I don't think we'll have any trouble recognizing whatsoever.
Is it a Zumba class?
I believe it's a Zumba class.
They're spin.
Yeah.
They spin very
spin
well.
Class.
It's the 300 DC group.
And, you know, I've noticed every year the numbers are dwindling. I'm not sure if that's a really...
It's a metric conversion.
I
We've
see.
gone metric, and so there's a bit of a, yeah, it's weird. I think they're measured in foot-pounds per farling. I don't have my calculator
Slugs?
handy.
Do we measure them in slugs?
Probably.
Some excellent costumes here we're seeing walking down.
Some excellent abs you're seeing walking down.
Ooh, excellent.
Yeah, it takes a certain amount of dedication not only to make that costume, but then to make your body part of that costume as well.
Oh, and here it comes, everyone. This is what I prepared you for.
I love this one.
As we change the shot, there it is. There's the Mach 5.
This was the greatest vehicle ever when I was a kid, and
yeah.
I wanted it so much.
I hope he jumps out of the car and does a pose. After all,
I want saw blades to pop out of the front.
Actually, no, he's getting really close to our camera, so let's let him deploy countermeasures after he's passed.
Okay,
fair enough.
He's got that foot pedal jumpy thing that pops out of the bottom.
Oh, so good.
So
Ryan,
awesome.
where are you going? Come back. Come back, Ryan.
Just a Mach 5. Can I please have a Mach 5?
I'm sorry. Mach 5 is not alive.
Oh, and here's the Sailor Moon collection. No, it is not. Is actual anime.
Yeah, we're still in the anime track.
We're still in the anime. Well, Sailor Moon counts as part of that track.
Absolutely.
So. But
we have actually Sailor... Yeah, we have all of the various sailors and I guess sailorettes. I don't really... How do you pluralize the Sailor Moon? The Sailor Scouts.
They're all
Thank
Sailor
you very much.
Scouts.
Sailor Scouts.
Sailor Scouts.
There you go.
Had an anime moment there. And this is going to blend nicely into our next group because we've got a couple people from the Whedonverse kind of popping up in here. And the Jane Hat. We're going to get a shot of our Jane Hat cosplayer in a minute.
The Jane Hat cosplayer actually last year cosplayed as the old
DragonCon logo.
DragonConTV logo.
And of course, what did we do the year after she did that is we updated the logo ever
You
so
made
slightly.
it, so your challenge has been issued.
There she is.
Yes.
Cosplaying as a Jane Hat. That is
Nice.
amazing.
Periodic table of elements is coming up next.
So Ryan, what is your favorite element?
Element of surprise.
Ooh,
I wasn't expecting that.
Well, no, I have that effect.
And I love the fact that all of the noble elements are, noble gases are wearing crowns.
Yes, yes.
Well, it's only fitting.
Yes,
Copper is in fact dressed as a,
cop.
old-timey cop.
Yeah. And is that a Jimmy Dean cosplayer? Oh wait, no, I believe that's just hydrogen. I'm sorry.
Up next, we have the Tolkien area, Arms of Middle-earth.
Arms of Middle-earth.
They're going for a long walk.
They've actually been walking for months, right?
Yes,
and the parade just kind of happened.
Yes.
There they go by in their barrels. What you can't see in that shot is that there's an elf leaping from dwarf head to dwarf head.
Well, no. We're gonna put it in post later.
Oh,
Yeah.
in post.
Andy Serkis is going to come by later in a green suit, and we're going to get that all taken care of.
You know, I issue a challenge to the cosplayers of Middle-earth group next year. Have someone in a morph suit. Just embrace that, please.
We've got some LARP mixed in here as well.
Hopefully, I have a feeling we're about to see more combat, so let's blink and miss it.
Not Mortal Kombat.
Looks like one of
Combat
our
for mortals.
one of our reenactment groups.
Yes.
Well, I don't have it in my notes which one it is. What's the sign say there?
It was
They're
a
about to
surprise
reenact
attack.
last Saturday weekend when they went to a LARP.
Society for Creative Anachronism,
Indeed,
the SCA.
SCA. I picked the one with the shield.
Yeah, that's going to be a little difficult.
And he's okay, everyone. He's okay.
We have a LARPer down. LARPer down.
Some of our, I believe, historical group
Yes.
is what's starting to pull up behind them. Complete with a chariot.
Oh, the chariot. That is the only way to ride.
That chariot.
Why don't we
on
have a
fire.
chariot, Crispy?
Well,
Because
we're not moving at the
no,
moment.
no,
so.
which is unfortunate.
Oh, right. We're supposed to be stationary.
Mm-hmm. And as we pause, let's take a moment to reflect on how fantastic the costumes we've seen. We might not have a list of everything, but everyone's put a lot of heart and soul in the work that they've seen,
Yes.
that we've seen here today.
All right. Coming up next, something near and dear to my date of birth and my driver's license is the Fans Over 40 group.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about, Brian.
Yeah.
Tell me more of this over 40 group.
Someday, Crispy.
Someday.
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 You'll know.
Their banner is "Get off of my con," I believe, or "Get off of my lawn." Either way, we're totally off of your lawn. We're at the patio area in front of the Hyatt, so you're welcome.
The Fans Over 40 track. They hosted the Sci-Fi Classic Party Fest-O-Rama on Thursday night.
Wow, that's a lot of hyphenation.
And I heard
It
that
is.
was a fantastic time, and they were done by 8.
Yes.
Right. They wanted to turn in early.
Exactly. And behind them, I believe it's coming up the Stargate.
Star Crate.
The Star Crate.
We just invented a new genre.
Stargate. Little known fact, there are actually over 135,000 Stargate television series that have been produced so far.
That sounds pretty accurate. And you've seen, like...
I've seen most of them.
Most of them?
Yeah. And somehow every planet is Canada.
Interesting, yeah.
Well, the Doctor Who universe, every planet's a rock quarry. So, you know, it's a trade-off.
Coming up behind them is the young adult literature group. As you can start to see, there's a... What would you say? A plethora of potters.
Yes.
A plethora. Would you say it's a plethora?
Plethora.
A plethora?
Would it be a snitch of potters? Would it be a... What would be the plural of
the
Harry
plural?
Potter?
I don't know.
We have some Wizard of Oz, I believe.
We got some Brave going on down
some
there.
Meritas
Indeed.
from Brave.
We have some excellent cosplay from Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, there's a Monsters University cosplay.
I think we've gotten into the Disney portion of the
I would think that's exactly what just happened. Of course, Disney responsible for a lot of great costumes here. People really go out of their way. It's kind of like a one-ups to Disney. It's like, you've thought this idea. Let me show you how to do it.
Right.
And the Disney cosplayers.
And in shot now is our Monsters University cosplay. I love that. Not just the fact he built the big blue suit, but he got the vest and the logo and everything.
And also kudos to him to wearing the big blue suit out here.
Yeah, well, Crispy's wearing the big blue suit right now.
That's true.
But I think that it's probably a little bit warmer than whatever that fur pile is that he's got on. Once Upon a Time is coming up as well. That's a Disney property because of the ABC television network. We had some great Once Upon a Time panels this time around.
And we actually spoke with Beverly Elliott yesterday. She's the sweetest. Like, she embraces Granny. I smelled cinnamon cookies, and I did my best not to just keep her.
And here comes Indiana Jones on his motorcycle. I think we just got that into shot.
He kind of belongs in a museum now.
Really?
He belongs in a museum?
He belongs in a museum. He's hit that point.
So we're into the American sci-fi and fantasy track of portion of the parade.
Let go of my con, you darn dirty ape.
You broadcasted it live.
You monsters.
Damn you all to hell. The question I have for you, Ryan.
Yes.
Can he play the piano anymore?
No.
No.
Oh.
Thank you for playing.
I know. I was trying to think of the next line. I know. I was with you, and then I lost it.
Every ape I see, from chimpan A to chimpanzee, they'll never make a monkey out of me. Out of me.
And actually, I believe we have some Legion cosplayers.
Yeah.
From the television show Legion.
I would expect more of them.
You would expect a
Legion, actually.
Oh, okay.
Or a phalanx, maybe. I'll settle for phalanx. You know, Legion or phalanx, which is bigger? I haven't played Civilization 2 in a while.
I would imagine Legion.
Okay.
I'm guessing. RoboCop is coming up. I don't know if.
Yeah, but we've got
some
Xena
cosplay.
Oh,
Xena and Gabrielle have to remind us that they are wonderful.
That they are awesome.
There's a lot of posing going on, and we're not going to stop them.
And it's completely scripted too.
Yeah.
It's the way of the show. Coming up now, you're going to see it kind of rolling into shot. Detroit's finest, everyone. RoboCop.
If he ever catches up with the guys in the Blues Brothers, I don't know how that's going to go.
Well, he might be behind them, but I believe just behind RoboCop, he has a way. Ladies and gentlemen, the DeLorean has made its return.
Now, I noticed there's a couple of Martys there. This is why you don't mess with time travel, people.
No.
We've crossed the streams, right?
You create problems like multiple Martys.
Which one's the Martiest Marty, though?
I think the one with the board, the one with the hoverboard.
The hoverboard.
He's got the most Marty.
As long as he doesn't go over water, because then he would have no power.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
All right, a little bit of gap in the parade here because we're trying to make sure the vehicles catch up. Plus, we've had a lot of posing for photographs, which is great because once you're done with the con, go out and look online. You have some fantastic opportunities to see photographs. You're never going to see all of the con, and our fans do a great job, thanks to the interwebs and the flickers and such, of showing us the views that we don't even get to see here at Videography.
Yes, I definitely recommend scouring the internet on your Flickr feeds and your Facebook friends and find those photos because you're going to see stuff that you missed. You think you see the best
think
costumes.
You've seen it all.
No.
And then you come here and then you still haven't seen it all.
But it still takes a while, though. It's like the TV show The Strain, where they're like, slow down the internet. And everyone's like, that you can't do that. I challenge you to come to Atlanta during Dragon Con. Coming up next, we have the Men in
Men in Black, who have apprehended one of our worst criminals.
Oh.
Yes. Justice has finally been done.
And behind them, we have the QR code section.
Yeah.
I believe this would be our Girls of the Con.
Girls of the Con.
You are correct.
And they produce a yearly calendar featuring the best cosplayers from all over the United States. And they held their 5th anniversary bash at the Hard Rock this week. And now, here it comes. The gaming group?
Gaming group will be in shot in just a few minutes.
Ah, I see.
They didn't roll for initiative really well, so they're farther to the back. Had to take their turn late.
Now, is that new initiative rules or classic initiative rules?
I'll have to look that one up.
Excellent. We'll have to consult the PHP.
The
Yes.
the 5th edition PHP.
Indeed.
All right. The gaming starts out with Clue.
I believe so.
Yes.
I believe it was Samus Aran in high roll with the mushroom.
Okay.
I think you're correct on that one. Yes.
Indeed. And Smite is a game, a huge game that was just released, and it's from Atlanta. It was made and crafted here in Atlanta.
Hi-Res Studios.
Hi-Res
Yes.
Studios, exactly.
You're going to see the Smite Jeep coming up in shot in just a few moments.
These are all cosplayers of the Smite characters, which has like I said, only launched months ago and already has a huge following.
Yes.
We wish them excellent success.
Some really good detail in those, by the way.
Smite Battleground
the Smite
of the
Jeep.
Gods.
Right now, it's more of the Smite characters. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what the characters are. I'm just going to assume they're from a video game called Smite.
That would make the most sense. It would actually kind of be logical, wouldn't you agree?
Brian, I have one question for you.
Yes.
As we approach our next section.
Yes.
Who's your big daddy?
Well, that would be the one with the big tank.
Indeed.
We are getting into BioShock now. Hopefully not Infinite, because it's a very short parade route.
Well played. But truly, as a part of Infinite, though, they are bringing with them Songbird, I hear.
Yes. Oh, here comes. And Songbird is in the truck.
Songbird is in a truck. Coming into the shot here any moment, you'll see Songbird, and it is very tall.
Very tall Songbird.
Very impressive, and now all of a sudden I'm very sad because I've played the game.
Oh.
So here's the thing that I'm going to point out right now. Songbird is in the back of a truck, and the truck was not made in America. I'm just going to let y'all...
Comstock would be proud. Coming up behind them is our Mass Effect group, the N7 Elite. I'm pretty sure you'll actually see the voice of Commander Shepard there, Mark Meer.
It's hard to pick him out sometimes because Mark Meer actually likes to dress up as Commander Shepard. His Commander Shepard outfit is amazing.
I would think it would be.
It was actually, he's towards the front of the group. You probably just missed him in our shot. He has embraced the fandom dramatically. He's in the Tiny Plastic Men sketches that you will see on DragonConTV. Award-winning show in Canada. He's interviewed with us a couple of times. A great guy, and has the most fun at cons. He's a collector. He puts
the strangest things.
Oh, my goodness.
Check out our interview that we had with him last year. Behind them is the Halo group.
Yep.
Lots of Spartans. I'm not sure which one is the real master. Which one is the real Master Chief?
Well, the real Master Chief, please stand up. Please stand up.
I'm sorry that went there. And I believe the Warhammer group is following shortly behind. But they can only move like 10 feet at a time.
Yeah,
they have to wait for the next turn and retarget.
They need the dice with the little explosion.
Well, that's what's happening off to the side, by the way.
Excellent.
I don't see a single Warhammer amongst them.
I've always often wondered that.
Please, Warhammer, don't hurt him.
You did, didn't you? You just did.
I totally did.
Okay, all right.
I wasn't going to point that out, but thank you.
All right.
No
Sorry, everyone listening. And I believe we have some Purge demonstrators.
Yeah.
Coming up behind.
They're out in the daytime. That seems kind of weird.
Well, thankfully, we're not during Purge hours at the moment.
Okay, good. Duke Nukem, by the way, up there as well.
Oh, and speaking of Game Masters.
Yes.
Here comes.
Oh, look at that.
The group, the giant D20s.
Brought their own D20s.
And that's what we say here at DragonCon, BYO D20.
BYO D20.
Because that crispy is how they roll.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually ridiculously excited for the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons that just came out.
I've been around doing it a lot this weekend.
We were having a conversation about that yesterday in Ops in our 5 minutes of free time. and I'm really looking forward to get back into that.
This next group that's coming up here is full of explosions.
Explosions.
Borderlands group. Explosions. Exploding exploders. Very colorful group, the Borderlands group. Lots of psychos.
It's sort of like a Technicolor Mad Max.
Oh, that's an excellent way to describe that universe.
Yeah.
I've been playing that for years, and I've never thought of that.
And somehow Finn and Jake got in the back of that, along with some of our Portal cosplayers. I think the Portal cosplayers are supposed to be in the back, but they somehow got much farther ahead.
And we just lost them again. They're even further now.
Jeez, wow. This is why the parade lineup is so hard to work with.
Indeed. Some Assassin's Creeds. Actually, now Dragon Age
Dragon Age is going to be coming up in our wide shot in just a moment.
As you'll see, some of the Dark Elves.
The Dark Elves have braved the sunlight. However, their sunscreen much higher SPF than mine.
Right. Drow or Dro? The eternal debate.
I'm going to go with Drow.
I'm going to go with Drow, actually.
I'm a
Drow man.
Yeah.
That's fine. And now we need to create a DragonConTV bit of like bros meets dros.
Right.
Okay. and
Dronies. Drow elf fans of
My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Friendship is magic. My Little Pony staying underground is magic.
Dronies.
And currently,
somebody make that for DragonConTV next year.
I don't know anyone that does that. Here in the wide shot, we're just getting a lot more gamers. We have some World of Warcraft mixed in.
Yeah, we want to show you the details in these costumes. You tend to miss them in the wider shots or if you're standing off on the street, but people put a lot of time into the small details in these costumes.
Indeed.
It's incredible.
If you'll see that armor that he has there, it's just excellent. I'm astounded. And that is a real water bottle. Real water bottle.
Whoa. They thought of everything.
And another big online game, League of Legends.
Yes.
You'll see their banner there. That always has a huge turnout. I thank them for braving the sun.
Because they're legend.
Oh.
Wait for it. Dairy.
And the Brotherhood of Steel has made an appearance, protecting our wastelands.
Yeah. I unfortunately am legend lactose intolerant, so it doesn't really work out very well for me. Okay, so we have dueling bumblebees coming up next in the anime section because we have a bumblebee who is transformed into the robot and a bumblebee that is still as the car.
You know, it's amazing how small he becomes when he becomes a robot.
Where does that mask go, do you think?
The science behind that is mind-boggling.
I think he just worked off that spare tire.
Oh, that was good. I like that one. Well done.
You were right on track with that one.
Oh, I see. I wouldn't want to lead you obey.
Nor would anyone.
So, question for you, Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Autobots, do they get auto policy or life insurance?
Oh,
They must be bundling. They have to be bundling.
It's got to be a bundle.
Together.
We'll have to check with Flo. Have there been any Flo cosplayers this time?
No, there haven't. I would totally put a Flo cosplayer with the Autobots. That's your 2015 parade idea.
They're going to need,
They're going to need a bigger policy.
They're going to need a bigger policy.
Okay, everybody.
Coming up next after the animation section is our Pirates, the Atlanta Pirates and Wenches Guild.
And this is a group that you'll see just in random events here and around Atlanta. Oh, it's Pirate Day. Let's go get Krispy Kreme donuts. It's Pirate Day. Let's go pub crawl.
Oh, the Pirates. Pub crawl in Decatur is fantastic. And somehow the Flying Spaghetti Monster is coming up. It has gotten its noodly appendages into the piracy business?
Well, that just makes sense.
Why?
He's branching out. He's been noodling on it for a while, and he's ready. He's ready to branch out. Oh, I don't know if you can hear those sirens.
Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, who are you going to call? No, Crispy, who are you going to call?
I don't have my phone on me. I'm not sure, but here comes the Ghostbusters section. Ryan?
Well, I'm excited with the Ghostbusters maintaining their 100% track record of keeping Atlanta ghost-free.
I like it.
Excellent.
Excellent work, man.
Ghost Hunters. This is the prequel to Ghost Hunters, I think.
Right.
Yes, indeed.
The Ghostbusters, if they have their way, will put the Ghost Hunters out of business.
Well, I think they should form a corporate partnership.
Work together.
They hunt the ghosts.
Right.
And then the Busters bust the ghost.
Sure.
You see, it's just synergy.
That's a little bit more of a racketeering scheme, isn't it?
It does sound a little dodgy.
Not really.
Yeah, nice building you got there. Shame if something should haunt it.
Yeah.
Here, call these guys. They'll come fix your problem.
I know.
I wonder if the Ghostbusters success record is why I've never actually seen a ghost on an episode of Ghost Hunters.
See,
It's a valid. That's a valid.
Let's talk to the Skeptics track when they come up. See how they work with that as a hypothesis. Notice I didn't say theory because I haven't tested it.
I think all in all there were 6 Ecto ones in this group. It's the gift that keeps on Ectoing.
look, Ectos, one of you, more than one of you, is going to have to give up the 1 designation. We're going to have it Ecto 2.
It's
Ecto
a franchise thing, I think. It's like having a First National Bank, but they're in every city.
Right.
Someone has to have like the 18th National Bank. I don't know why why that's an issue. And we're taking a little bit of a pause here to look at our wonderful cars.
Keeping the vehicles moving in the parade is always aiming for safety first. And people getting a chance to get a better look at the Ecto ones.
I have always loved the costume details in the Ghostbusters backpacks. The amount of work that goes into those things is ridiculous. Most of them have like functioning lights, sounds, all of the tubing you can find in a Harbor Freight. One of these guys I think has like a rake on a stick. I'm not sure what that's all about. Maybe a real Ghostbuster snuck in there. I'm not quite sure how that happened.
Well, it is Atlanta. We can only do so much.
Oh no, I just thought of a DragonConTV skit, The Real Ghostbusters of Atlanta.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for watching.
And we're done. And oddly enough, we should have really reversed if we did reverse the order on this, we wouldn't have had the Netherworld display. So that's why we're keeping the Ghostbusters in front of Netherworld.
Netherworld thought ahead here. Yeah. Netherworld is a local haunted house group. And as their sponsor, just a reminder, they open Friday, September 26th until Sunday, November 8th. I'm not necessarily a big haunted house person, but I checked them out. And I loved the work that they did there.
Oh, yeah.
You could see from their costuming in the parade that they're top-notch professional quality. This is the real deal.
And the beauty of these guys is you can see the detail in their costumes here, but when you get into the haunted house, you can't see any of that detail.
It's dark, it's foggy, it's
a little bit scary,
lights.
gotta admit.
Indeed.
And Netherworld always brings, I think, one of the best floats to the parade. The scale of this is why we decided to take a wide shot from way off the street.
Crispy,
yeah.
they have a dinosaur.
They have a dinosaur.
They have
Brian?
I want a dinosaur.
Brian, we'll be back.
I want a dinosaur.
Ryan's going to ride the dinosaur.
Everybody walk the dinosaur. Actually, just those 2 guys are going to walk the dinosaur.
I think they're actually driving the dinosaur. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh.
Are we going to have a little rave here? Because I like the smoke effects.
A dino rave? How does the T-Rex hold the glow sticks?
Very close to his body.
Yeah, I don't think a T-Rex is going to twirl. I don't think you're going to see him at Burning Man, like spinning the sticks around. Mostly because he's here and Burning Man is happening right now across the country.
Your average theropod can really twerk, though.
I can believe that.
He's very surprised.
Yeah, I don't get to torque anymore. I hurt myself doing it. I get Torqueman's comp now.
That's.
I wanted to stop that. I'm sorry.
We saw it coming. And
yeah, couldn't do anything about it.
Brian took advantage of the fact that we love dinosaurs and we were distracted.
You know what? I'm glad we actually. People have asked us why we don't have balloons in this parade. Aside from like all the low-hanging street lamps, I think. Would you want the balloon of the kilted guy?
You know what? Now that you bring that up, let's keep it down.
Okay. So we'll just stick with the cars.
Indeed. So this is the last float here with Netherworld that you're seeing right now. They have this green monstrosity out every year. We should be on a first-name basis with him, but he never returns our calls.
No.
He never writes to tell us anything. We just want to be friends.
One time he stole and ate my burrito. I was very upset about that.
I thought it was Deadpool.
That should be Chongo.
Oh, right. Sorry. I got this confused.
Yeah. But as we zoom in closer here to some of the wandering elements, that's a lot of what you'll see in Netherworld. There's a lot of street characters as well. I believe that is Jack the Pumpkin King.
Yes, Jack Skellington has wandered into our shot as well. He looks fantastic.
He obviously stepped through the wrong door. So this is what happens when you step through the Labor Day door.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And coming up after is we've got our Dark Hunter Sherilyn Kenyon group 23 books in the Dark Hunter series. I cannot believe that. Sherilyn Kenyon, again, is one of those fandoms that I only know about because of DragonCon.
But they're very strong, very well represented.
Very active, very well organized.
Very passionate, too.
Yes.
Which is fantastic.
I like seeing that.
Passionate. It's like a director. Excuse me, everyone. It's like a director in the community theater. I need my direction for you. Be more passionate.
Be more.
Have more energy.
Have more. Be better.
Be better.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing,
But better.
but better.
Always good direction.
And with more intensity.
And I believe what we're seeing coming up here now is the Life South Blood Drive
we are.
bus.
Give blood today, Life South. Get a T-shirt. And also save a life. I think it's more important than the T-shirt, honestly. I mean, it's a really good T-shirt, but I'd rather save the life.
Life South, actually, they're the nonprofit community blood supplier for more than 100 hospitals in Georgia, Alabama, and Florida.
Florida.
So the people of Georgia, Atlanta, and Alabama, and Florida, they thank you.
And the beautiful thing is about this shot here is they were here as early as Wednesday, already setting up in the Marriott. They were honestly some of the first people to set up and went straight to the blood drive. They already had the people out with signs. They're all fantastic people. Even if you don't give blood, for whatever your reason, go down and at least thank them, because the numbers of blood, the units of blood that they pull in here, sets a record every single year.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
That's one of the things I'm proudest of is the charity work that goes on with DragonCon. Not just the Atlanta Food Bank, which is this year's charity, but all of the side events that go on. The DragonCon Superheroes Project this year, I actually worked a shift at the food bank sorting food, and they're taking food collection at the Sheridan as well. So you've been able to drop off canned goods and dried goods as you've been coming in. And the blood drive, I think, has won 2 awards from the Robert Heinlein Society.
It has.
Yes.
Outstanding.
And beat out the Comic-Con blood drive by some ridiculous number of units.
I'm not going to say we try to compete every year,
but we
like to give a lot of blood.
We don't compete, but we do kind of win. So I don't know where that puts us right now.
Well, I believe that would put us right now still with the blood bus.
Yes.
And I really hope they call it the blood bus, because they've done a lot of good paint shops. You know, we've been here with the blood bus for some time now.
Yes.
I
think somebody may have just stopped over and was like, "Can I do it now?"
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, are they donating now?
We were so encouraging that they just ran out and they started forming a line. I think that was unfortunate marketing on our part. Wait till after the parade.
Spoiler alert, behind them is a collection of doctors from Doctor Who. So I'm pretty sure they don't have to wait an hour, right? They could just
I don't know.
wait a week.
You know what? I think they've just sped it up. I think they figured out how to make this less timey.
More wimey?
More wimey.
Yeah, a little wobbly maybe.
If the doctors and the Bloodmobile were able to combine their things, they could actually fit a lot more people in that Bloodmobile donating.
Oh, that would be amazing.
At the same time.
Wow.
Be a lot less.
And plus, you get fish fingers and custard instead of cookies and orange juice.
Sign me up. All right, coming up after the blood drive, as we mentioned before, with the doctors, it's the Brit Track collection. Over 200 members have assembled for the Brit Track group here in the parade.
Be on the lookout for the Daleks.
There's lots of Daleks, all the assorted brands, numbers of doctors ranging from 1 to 8.5 and beyond.
Including the World War II Dalek, is it Ironhide?
The Ironsides from Victory of the Daleks.
Yes.
Also a fantastic lawyer.
Indeed.
Lots of Jacks, and just some excellent stuff coming up with.
We have a Jack crossplay.
That's exactly where I was going, and they were only saying hello.
Just saying hello.
Just saying hello. Right now, you're seeing the Sixth Doctor kind of bumbling in the background. We have a Matt Smith there.
Yeah, we're having a bit of a Matt Smith Dalek show off. Matt Smith bought a cowboy hat because cowboy hats are cool.
You know what's also cool? Parades. Parades are cool.
Parades are cool. Bow ties are cool. Cowboy hats are cool. He thinks everything is cool.
You know what's not cool, though?
What's that?
Polyester jackets.
No, they're not cool at all.
Not cool
that is
a
newsflash, ladies and gentlemen.
By the way.
Whose idea was that?
Not ours.
No.
And as the
our
Brit
producers insisted.
The Brit Trek is going to lead the way now for the Star Trek group.
Specifically, the Klingon Assault Group.
The CAG. Coming into shot soon, you're going to see the IKAV Thundercat. Which in true Klingon tradition is not kind to the environment.
That is a pretty warbird.
It is.
And it's been a staple here. I believe that's been in every parade.
I believe you are correct.
That's fantastic.
That's one of the few that can really claim that.
I'm impressed by the Batlift spoilers it has.
Oh, yeah. Must go faster.
What kind of mileage do you think they get off of that? How many quadrants per tank?
How many quadrants per quatlood? I've never worked that out since.
What does it take to? How many quatloos to fill a tank?
Yeah.
The Klingon equivalent of the SAM.
They get 4 miles per dilithium crystal.
There we go. Klingon Assault Group also has a William Riker trombone player following it up, which is probably why the Klingons are like, go faster, must go faster.
That's right. We have the Picard with the flute, trombone, Riker.
We got some Enterprise uniforms in there, or they're janitors. I can never really tell the difference, actually.
Klingon is trying to
threatening
our cameraman there. It's
well,
all right. Stand your
nice.
ground. For you to defect, we have this.
We are shooting without honor.
Are they taking a nap there? I'm not sure.
What's going on? What do we got going on here?
I believe they're just kind of resting.
I'm going to assume a red shirt is involved.
Is a red shirt down? Do we have a red shirt down?
Red shirt down.
Red shirt down. That was unexpected.
The red shirt's all right, everyone.
Okay.
Riker's back up.
Riker's good.
He's going to swing his leg uncomfortably over a chair and sit down.
Now coming up shortly behind this group with the Brit Track, and now we have the Star Trek group. And shortly now, we finally have them, the Skeptics.
I didn't believe it.
Are you sure?
I'm thinking about it. It's theoretically possible that they're here. The Skeptic Track provides live entertainment and panels for science lovers, free thinkers, and skeptics.
Ooh. Well, I'm convinced. That's enough evidence for me.
That's enough evidence. I wanted to believe, and now I can. Here they come right now, the Skeptics.
Remember, everyone, check your sources.
Oh, what? A little bit of Gilligan Star Trek crossplay there.
A 3-parsec tour.
Oh,
3-parsec tour.
3-parsec tour.
It looks like the Skeptic Track has some of the great minds of history represented
the When
there.
Pigs Fly is nice. I like the When Pigs Fly reference. That's good.
There's a Frederick Douglass and a Galileo. Hypatia.
Any Immanuel Kants?
Who can't?
Who can't? And this, honestly, I'm not even joking. This is reminding me of the Python sketch.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And I just can't remember all the words.
The Olympics and everything like that.
Yeah.
And it's very reminiscent.
Eureka!
Life is imitating art.
And we got a Carl Sagan walking by in that. Turtleneck and 70s coat today. Brave choice.
Brave choice, Sagan.
Brave choice.
To see, in order to have the parade, you must first put on the turtleneck.
Looks like we've moved on to our next group.
Oh, Crew Shadows Fairies.
The Crew Shadows Fairies. And by the way, they have their almost annual at this point Sunday night show / Monday morning. They'll probably start around 1 in the morning, maybe midnight.
So it's technically Monday morning, but it's Sunday night.
It's Sunday night. Now the Crew Shadows, you would imagine that they would have some kind of choreographed dance for this part anytime they stand still. But even
they are posing for photos, though.
Oh, excellent.
And if they danced and posed for photos, you get blurry shots, unless you have high shutter speed.
What if you're doing like the Harry Potter style photos, where motion is acceptable?
Oh, that would be amazing. Like one of those little 3D things where you like slide it back and forth.
Isn't that a Vine? It's just a Vine.
It is
just a
Harry Potter created the Vine.
Oh.
Wow.
Well done, Harry.
J.K. Rowling has done a lot for us. All right, coming up next, we've got Battlestar Galactica with the Colonial Fleet. And again, our cameras will have to adjust neutral density filters to shoot the classic Cylons because they are very, very shiny.
So march we all.
So march we all.
And as you have a collection of Starbucks, ties, Adamas.
There's a Starbucks in every corner.
Yes, there's a Starbucks in every corner here in Atlanta. And as they kind of wander down slowly, they'll speed up to a faster parade halfway through,
and then
branch off again and create a second parade.
Is there going to be a boxing match in the middle of this?
I believe that there is a boxing match in the middle of this parade.
Okay.
They might realize the parade is going better than they thought and want to make the parade last longer.
Exactly. And then it'll just kind of end. They'll get to their destination, and the parade will be over.
And there'll be mixed feelings about the...
The parade will end somewhere in Ireland?
Scotland and Wales. Who is this? Henry VIII? I'm confused.
Second verse, same as the first.
Yes. You can hear them chanting,
So
say we all.
So say they all.
So say they must. Because it's in the script. And as we approach the end of the BSG group, shortly behind them is the Fans for Christ. An important group here, that they are an in real life and online community for Christians of all fandoms. Excellent group there.
Gives you a little snapshot of all the fandoms, all in one spot at one time.
I believe that's
We're now getting into the Game of Thrones.
The Game of Thrones group. The intro to this section of the parade will apparently take.
Gears will come out of the streets.
Gears will come out of the streets.
Impressive. Now, here's the problem, though. We're gonna get to Cobra sooner than we wanted to, because we haven't finished actually writing the description for the Game of Thrones. It ends way sooner than I thought it was supposed to. I'm sure we'll get the rest of this parade lineup for Game of Thrones in a year or two. Parade like the wind.
Parade indeed.
This parade group is on their way to a wedding. I tried to tell them to not go.
They just weren't ready to listen.
No. Where do you register for one of those weddings? I guess the red wedding you register at Target?
Target. Well,
it doesn't matter where you register for a wedding in the Game of Thrones universe. You don't even bother registering for.
But that's the beautiful thing. Why do you think they have the wedding? They're like, everyone registers, and they abscond with the gifts.
They take everyone gets their own gift back.
It's their own gift back.
So really, you just bring whatever you want to the wedding as a gift.
And assuming you leave, you get it back. Keep the receipt, by the way,
that's
if you're registering for the red wedding. Speaking of red, ladies and gentlemen, the flags of Cobra are out on our street. Cobra.
I wonder if they have any pork chop sandwiches.
Pork chop sandwiches? Extremely well represented. You're going to see Cobra mostly depicted from the comics and the original animation.
So nothing from the new films, then?
I hope not.
We are celebrating the 50th anniversary of G.I. Joe this year.
Wow, 50 years of G.I. Joe.
Go Joe.
Right.
Well done. And here are more of the Joe part of the Joe group.
I thought you retired from the military after 30 years. Wow. What are Joe's benefits going to be when he finally retires?
The 401k is amazing.
Oh, fantastic pension.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's why he keeps working, because the pension benefits are incredible.
Right.
I love this rocket car coming up towards the end of the G.I. Joe. That's just cool.
I would love to just see that vehicle drive down on any other given day. Just see it drive down the streets.
You get stuck in traffic next to that thing on 400.
Right.
And I'm glad they took the toll booths out of 400, because I don't think you can actually reach through the window on that and put 50 cents in.
Imagine if you were stuck in traffic and that thing was behind you.
I wouldn't be. I'd pull over. Like, go right ahead, sir.
You go ahead.
Thank you.
You go ahead, sir. I'm waiting for them to push the big red button where they just explode forward. They do like a jump over everyone. They take down all of Cobra.
What do you guys think is faster, that or the Mach 5?
Ooh.
Mach 5
Mach
is
5.
alive. And as we progress with the Joes, you might already hear them. It's the North Side drum line. It's the North Side High School of Fine and Performing Arts from Columbus, Georgia. I believe that the note here is they're performing, I think maybe.
Well,
we hope they're credited correctly.
We hope they're good.
This is the information we had.
Our producers spent some time on the Googles and weren't able to confirm.
To be fair, the Googles are kind of hard to get to with the convention.
We have all the bars and none of the G's.
But they sound good, sharp group.
They do.
They brought the noise and the funk.
It's also worth pointing out that we're like a week into the school year, so
a few weeks here, yeah.
They've already been rehearsing and preparing for this.
Nice.
So
brings back memories of high school.
And as they advance forward, the Apocalypse Rising track is rising?
I guess. Well, it is an uphill. Once you cross Baker Street on the Peachtree, it actually does slightly go uphill, so they are technically now rising. They'll level off somewhere in International Boulevard. And then it'll be Apocalypse Descending, which I don't think we've got a movie on that yet, do we?
Give
No?
it time.
Okay.
Give it time. It's an interesting mashup of drum corps right now and sirens. I wonder how soon this will be available on the iTunes Marketplace.
I hear those sirens are from the cars in our parade, right?
Yes,
Yes,
they are.
those, yes,
They are.
they're actual parade sirens.
All right.
You know, you get red for ambulances, you get blue for police, yellow is for hazard lights. Should green be for zombie response?
What does the CDC? What do they put on their
CDC have a
vehicles?
color? You know, well, I don't know. I try not to park next to them.
I would no.
Yeah.
No. All right, we're getting into our second largest group of the parade coming up. That's right, it's Star Wars 495.
And we actually have a box Baka, a box AT-AT coming up, a box Vader, and they are shaking.
We have a box Akbar,
And a box Boba Fett.
and our hip-hop stormtrooper is representing.
Always.
He's in the ATL.
He is.
Are we east side or west side right now?
I believe we're DragonCon side.
Okay, all right. I didn't know
DC
how that was
side.
supposed to
DC
work.
side.
Spock side. No, wait, that doesn't work either.
No.
My guilty pleasure in cosplay is I like any stormtrooper mashup.
Yes.
You put a stormtrooper in.
I really wish we had a
Hawaiian shirt.
behind-the-scenes camera now.
Our
because
camera crew is just dancing.
dancing along to Shake, Shake, Shake Sonora.
It's the best Beetlejuice reenactment I've ever seen. I'm sorry you
Winona
can't see
Ryder
it.
not included.
Okay, I believe you, Brian. Now, as the 501st jump in line and rock their body in time, more and more of the Fets and the Mandalorians have made it. Just look out for that pit that's approaching.
How much did we have to pay them to be here?
Fair amount.
Fair amount?
Fair amount. We promised them Han Solo at the end of the parade, you see.
Nice.
He's indeed.
He's
I
no
would,
good
you know,
to be
right now
dead.
being frozen carbonite sounds like a great idea.
And the 501st is one of the best fan organizations just in the country.
Yes.
Lots of charity work, very well recognized. And in fact, during the whole ALS Ice Bucket Challenge craze of the last few weeks, the entire 501st was challenged by J.J. Abrams, and which just spawned more and more. And it just shows how much these guys.
There's an R2D2 Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yes.
Have you seen that one?
Yes.
I love that one.
They've been very creative and very supportive of not only the fans, but a number of charitable organizations. So seriously, they're not just a cosplay group,
No.
and that's why they're just fantastic.
And we're going to also see the Spaceballs got mixed up in this somehow.
Is it a crossover event?
It might be.
They are in fact combing the desert.
Oh, they are. They're combing our streets.
Have they found anything yet? We'll get back to that.
We'll just say no.
No. Oh, there's some nice mugging for the camera there. I like that. Darth Vader has upgraded his ride, ladies and gentlemen.
I believe this is the Vader Camaro
Oh.
with Obi-Wan at the helm. See, even they have peace. That seems to be the theme today.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Darth Vader could have telecommuted by hologram.
So he might not be there. That might just be.
Oh,
no,
right.
I'm pretty sure he's there.
Okay. All right.
And as we have a sort of Jedi lead here into the Camaro,
I love the Stormtrooper Camaro. That counts as a Stormtrooper mashup,
I believe
right?
it's a
It does, it
Stormtrooper
actually does.
mashup,
I
yeah,
love it.
indeed.
I
With
love
Vader, let's be honest here, Vader hasn't had to walk this entire parade because he's Vader.
Right.
Using his star power.
Vader
His
does
Star
not
Wars
just,
power, even.
With his star powers combined.
Vader does not just walk around like a normal person.
No.
No.
He is Darth
He's
Vader.
Vader. He's Vader. He's the controller of the Death Star.
Yes.
You might have heard of him, Vader.
Vader.
The Kilted Trooper Brigade
Yes.
approacheth.
That's the way you cool off the bottom of your outfit, is you actually go with the kilt.
Stormtrooper pipe.
There's an
and drum
exhaust
corps?
port joke there, but I really don't want to make it.
No, probably don't. Skip that one.
Yeah, I really have to hand it for these guys because they're at the back of the parade. They've been waiting all day. They're real troopers, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Literally
Yes, they
and
are.
figuratively, which now I think also mean the same thing. Thank you, Oxford.
Thank you, Oxford.
All right.
Hey.
So we're going to take a little moment here to check back in. Now, remember, this is our last full group, but we have one more surprise coming after Star Wars. Do not turn away.
Do not turn away. We have the Rebel
You
Legion
do
is
not want to
approaching.
leave this broadcast.
Indeed.
We're going to line up some troopers for us right about now. We got a Wookiee in a truck. because
Let the
Dragon Con.
Wookiee ride.
Let the
Yes.
Wookiee ride.
Let the Wookiee ride. Ride, Wookiee ride.
Here come our rebel pilots.
Yes.
Yeah. The
That's
Rebel
the-
scum.
That's the Legion we were talking about.
Gold
the Rebel
leader,
Legion.
red 6, blue 9, pink 4.
Red October standing by.
Yes.
And what's beautiful about those orange suits is that no matter what the lighting is in Atlanta, we can always find them.
Yes. Never white balance off of a pilot. And white balance off a stormtrooper pretty easily.
Oh, yeah, excellent.
There is
Soon the bounty hunters are approaching. Collection of clone troopers, actually. My apologies, clone troopers.
there's a Mandalorian down there with a big shield that I think is pretty fantastic.
Wow, that is nice.
A medieval, full-blown medieval Mandalorian.
Indeed, I recognize the symbol from something else, and I apologize. I'm not sure, but I believe it's from some kind of assorted video game.
Actually, that is the Mandalore symbol.
That is
Oh my God, I'm shunned. I'm going to walk away.
We're going to work on your glasses prescription there.
Indeed, thank you.
And there's a Mandalore 300 mashup further behind in the red shield.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Mandalore 300.
I really like that Mandalore 300 shot, actually. That's a great costume mashup. Because if you can tell, the polearm that he's holding in his right hand actually looks a lot like the guard weapons from Return of the Jedi at Jabba's palace. That's a great costume mashup. I haven't seen that one before.
That's truly an original. Every year we're always surprised. I mean, you see a lot of the classics.
I thought it was Marvin the Martian at first, too. It just like worked
excellent.
out a lot. All right, we're getting now out of the clone troopers into the only true Star Wars. That means we're getting into our actual stormtroopers and TIE fighter pilots.
A few more clone troopers here, posturing for the audience.
Now that we're going to have Star Wars 7 come out and they're using the Macquarie graphics as a reference, we're going to see new stormtrooper designs in the parade next year, aren't we?
We are.
Yes, we are.
I've been hearing rumors of this.
Super excited about that. The snowtroopers. Wow, that's a tough gig today.
And here they are, stormtroopers. Not quite the end. The end is coming.
The end is nigh.
I can
But
see
normally, this is usually when we end the parades with stormtroopers
No,
and Vader.
we've got
For many
one.
years, Vader has been our ending. Vader has been the end of our parade every single year.
He's been our big evil caboose. This
However,
year,
we have an even bigger, even eviler.
Even the eviler caboose.
even caboosier. It's Caboose Theater. Wait, no, that doesn't work.
That's a different kind
That's
of.
a different kind of theater.
Okay.
It's more of a performance art, I suppose.
Really?
As the troopers march down the streets of Atlanta.
In single file to
Single
hide their
file.
numbers or to not be run over by a car. You were going to get a shot in a second of a Scruffy the janitor sweeping up near the end of the parade.
And that is your clue for the ending.
Yes.
That is your clue for the ending.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and
what
gentlemen,
we're about to see for the first time in this parade.
For the first time ever.
Crispy, take this one. I'm just going to be here and be excited
This
and
is
amazed.
fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. We've always said Vader was the Santa Claus of the Dragon Con Parade. This year, we actually have a Santa Claus in the parade. Ladies and gentlemen, you see Fry. Here he is, evil robot Santa.
A musical number will break out at any moment.
Good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone.
Good news. We're at the
end of the
our
parade.
which actually means we're going to be wrapping up the broadcast of our parade once we get a few more shots of Robo Santa.
Hooray.
It's so cool.
Why not Robot Santa?
Ah, good question.
And we answered that question with Robot Santa.
Santa.
So that was a really great turnout with the parade this year.
I am super thrilled. Ryan, thank you for making the journey up from Florida again to join
Always
us.
my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Crispy, thank you once again for being by my side for
That's
this
what I can
parade
do. Thank you guys for
broadcast.
being here, and thanks for coming up with the terrible idea to wear these jackets. But don't worry, we'll wear them next year.
Probably or not. I'm going to turn this into actually, I think I'm going to go like a Crow-T robot or Tom Servo kind of thing.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I
use
can
the
see that,
shoulder
yeah.
pads on
Right,
this.
right.
All right, for Ryan and Crispy, my name is Brian. You've been watching DragonConTV's inaugural broadcast live of the Parade 2014. We hope you enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed doing it for your enjoyment. That'll make sense later.
It's a lot of enjoyment.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the end of our show. Thank you very much and enjoy DragonCon.